Hello, I'm Leslie Kenton, and I'd like to tell you a story, and it's one of the most important things, probably the most important that's ever happened to me in my life. My first child was born in a huge teaching hospital in Los Angeles, more than 50 years ago. The labor was long and regrettably not natural. I was given an analgesic during labor and an epidural for the delivery, and it was all very cold and clinical and efficient. The hospital that I was in happened to be a Catholic hospital. It was a hospital in which, therefore, every other woman there seemed already to know the ropes, and she was giving birth to her 5th or 8th or 10th child. Nobody bothered to tell me much about what was going on or what was expected of me. They took my baby from me immediately after birth. They put him into a nursery with all the other babies while I was wheeled off to a private room where I was supposed to rest. Soon, they brought this tiny creature to me. I held him in my arms and I stared at him in stark wonder. Then, at 3-hour intervals, he would reappear for 20 minutes at a time, and I would hold him in bed beside me until the nurse came and took him away again. Now, the 3rd or 4th time they brought him to me, he began to cry. Well, I nestled him, I rocked him, I spoke to him, but he wouldn't stop, so I rang for the nurse. "My baby's crying," I said. "What should I do?" "Did you burp him?" she asked. "Burp him?" "Well, you did feed him, didn't you?" "Feed him? No one told me I was supposed to feed him." "Oh, my God," she said, "how ridiculous." And she took him and she put him to my breast, and his little mouth opened, and he reached for me as if he'd known forever what to do, and he began to suck with such force that it literally took my breath away. It was kind of like being attached to a vacuum cleaner. I began to laugh. I couldn't help myself. It seemed incredible that such a tiny creature should have such power and determination. He too had a purpose, and this purpose was raw, insistent, and real. With every fiber of his being, this child was drawing his life, and it would not be denied. Tears of joy ran shamelessly down my cheeks while he sucked. And there, in the midst of all that clinical green and white, I had discovered what love was all about. It was really quite simple. It was nothing more than a meeting of two beings. The age, the sex, the relationship, that didn't matter. But that day, two creatures, he and I, had met. We touched each other in utter honesty and simplicity. This experience for me was a true epiphany, and literally my life was forever altered by it. I also learned that day that there's nothing romantic or solemn about love. There are no obligations or duties or fancy games, and you don't have to read an encyclopedia of baby care to experience it. We'd met just that. Somewhere in spirit, we were friends, he and I knew beyond all doubt that I'd found something real, love, and real it has remained. Thanks for listening.